Good afternoon and welcome to All About Animals. I'm Sherry Graditor. And my guests, now I have two guests here right now. My guests today are Susan Knack and Bailey, and we're talking about an organization called Adventures with Bailey. Okay, Susan, you're on. What's Adventures with Bailey all about?
Adventures with Bailey is a nonprofit that does animal-assisted therapy with dogs, certified therapy dogs, and horses.
And you've got the horses wandering around out back. Okay.
Yes.
What kind of populations do you serve?
We work with at-risk teens, people with Alzheimer's and dementia. I've gotten calls from parents who have autistic children that are terrified of dogs, and we help them so their parents can take them out. We work with at-risk readers, and we work with English as a second language population.
And at-risk readers, part of what we're talking about is canine reading buddies.
Correct.
Which we've done on this show, we've introduced you to. And this is a reading buddy outside of being a certified therapy dog.
Correct.
What does that mean?
The organization that certifies them is Therapy Dogs International. They have a test that has 9 points that go beyond the AKC's Canine Good Citizen test. And it's basically to make sure that the dog is safe when you take them somewhere. The additional items are things like they drop pots and pans and make sure the dog isn't afraid. Around wheelchairs, walkers, people with canes, that they aren't going to be startled, or that they won't
cringe, be fearful,
or harm the person, run into them, knock them down, kind of thing.
Now, when you've just given us a fairly large list of populations that you service.
Yes.
Let's take them and talk about what you do more specifically than that. You told me that not just Bailey, but you have other dogs that do nursing home visits.
I do. We have 2 Leonbergers, Kubla Khan and Sunny, and they are brothers, they're littermates. We work as a pack. All 4 of us go do nursing home visits. We actually do some schools that way too, but we visit Alzheimer's and dementia patients, and it's just amazing. When we walk through the door, the receptionist will say hello to me, and as I pass her, I can hear her start dialing. She's dialing up the occupational therapist and the speech pathologist, and they're all going to come running and follow us because they want the carryover. Everybody, comes alive and awake. People that haven't left their rooms all week come out when the dogs come. People that don't speak to anybody speak to the dogs. And so all of the professionals want the carryover.
Hello, handsome little baby. So
that's one group. And we're very successful in helping them with their memories. So the staff works with them about remembering, what the dogs' names are. They know when their birthdays are. They know how much they weigh. They know if they're boys or girls. And
so they're really, really invested in having the animals.
Absolutely.
Okay, you were telling me about a new population that you've just gotten involved in that you were excited about.
I'm very excited about. They're kindergartners who speak Spanish at home, and generally don't even want to speak out loud at all. The teacher's phrase to me was that they come with very few language skills in any language. They are encouraged to speak about the dogs out loud in English. And our first 2 weeks were a little bumpy. The kids were very quiet and reserved, especially around the big dogs. And by this past Monday, they were laying on top of the dogs.
And I would assume using more and more English?
Absolutely. We started our first day with the teacher asking them in Spanish to tell her which dog had the white on him, and please tell her in English. And now we're up to things remembering like that the Leonberger twins were born on Thanksgiving morning. And for a 5 or 6-year-old to say, oh, he was born on Thanksgiving morning in English is pretty good.
Yeah, and to use the English very specifically is
correct.
Is outstanding. I mean, it's just amazing. One of the other things that these dogs do, because you are so involved with your animals, and we'll talk about horses in a minute. Right now we're going to hang with the dogs because we have such a handsome guest sitting here. One of the things she told me is that your dogs are blood donors?
They are all blood donors. Bailey has universal blood, so he has most desirable blood. The other 2 are positive, have positive blood. And they donate every 8 weeks up in Grays Lake. And what could be better than We walked in one day, Sonny was up on the table. She opened up his chart to start making notes, and she said, "Oh, that's right, your blood saved the 3-day-old puppy." It doesn't get better than that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And I know that people don't know. Probably because it's just so outside of the range of things that we think about. That just like we go in and donate blood for people, someone has to donate blood when a dog is having surgery, when a dog is bleeding out, when a dog has a condition where he's not forming the proper cells. They're just correct. The same kinds of reasons that people need blood.
Every unit saves up to 4 lives. They use every drop that they take.
That's amazing. And it's not publicized because I would venture to guess that people would be involved in this.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
They knew.
The dogs do not feel it, contrary to popular belief. They take it right out of their jugular. Because these guys are so trainable, they absolutely know the sequence of events that's going to occur when we arrive at that vet's office. They will first be plied with many, many treats. It's hilarious. Because they want to be known as the treat people, not the needle people. Mm-hmm. Then they are taken in back where they're given an exam head to toe. They have their blood checked, and then it's time to donate. After the donation takes 3 or 4 minutes. That depends on the dog's blood pressure, how fast it's going to come out. Mm-hmm. And very often they have to pinch the Leonbergers' noses to elevate their blood pressures. So that's kind of a stitch. And then after that, then they get wet dog food.
Oh, yummy.
And they drool, waiting for her to come back with it, because she takes the unit of blood out of the room and then comes back with their wet food, and they are drooling, waiting for it.
So they know it's on its way. Oh.
They absolutely do. They're so intelligent.
Okay, so we're gonna we're gonna change direction a little bit. I don't know if we can see them, but there are horses wandering out behind us. What do you use the horses for?
The horses will become therapy horses. We haven't been able to do that yet because of finances. They're an Icelandic horse family. I have mom, dad, and baby. We'll start with tactile experiences with people until we get some of our equipment.
Mm-hmm. And you said one of the things that you wanted to try to get involved with is driving?
Driving, mm-hmm. Absolutely. I had never driven before, and...
Driving means driving a horse with a cart, by the way.
I started taking lessons earlier this summer. It is absolutely as much fun as riding. I'm stunned.
And there are people who cannot or will not ride.
I was just going to say, and that's actually more the parents' choice in a lot of cases, I understand. Because I did ask, after you and I spoke about it, mm-hmm. I did ask somebody, mm-hmm. and they said that's the parents' choice, that not to get on the horse's back.
Mm-hmm. And then they can drive, which is less, well, there's not really any exposure because they're so careful when they put a handicapped
Correct.
Person on a horse. But it's still... If the parent feels more secure, the child will feel more secure.
Correct. And we will eventually get to riding.
Mm-hmm. And there's something about feeling mastery over a large beast.
Absolutely.
Which empowers us.
Well, and some people have asked me, why did I start the program without the funding? Mm-hmm. And the answer is that I got the Leonbergers from the lady that used to own the Icelandic horses. She bred both. And she was literally losing her farm after caring for both of her parents, her elderly parents. So they had to come when they did.
You figured as long as they were here.
Well, I know that breed is so special and will make such great therapy horses. They are so kind and gentle and intelligent.
Yes. And easygoing.
Correct.
Yes. This is
not spooky at all.
Not by any stretch of the imagination. And because we're having such a good time, I'm going to have to slow us down. So we've only got a couple of minutes left.
Okay.
There are 2 things I'd like you to tell people. Number 1, what are your needs?
We need a couple of corporate sponsors. We need some donations from the general public. And there is some volunteer work help that we could use. We will need a lot more volunteer help once we get the horse program, the equine program, up and running. And people that have therapy dogs or have dogs that could become therapy dogs, we'd love to have them join us on some of our visits. We visit the Greek American Rehab Facility in Wheeling, and they want as many dogs to come on at the same time on the same day as they can get.
How neat. So, because I'm getting a 1 minute waved at me over there, which means a half-tended, give the people who are watching your website and a way to contact you.
It's ADVENTURES.with.BAILEY, BAILEY.org. And on there is a contact us or contact me button, and it will send me an email.
It's a wonderful organization. It's an organization that I had not known about, very frankly, and I'm really excited about it. Call, check the website if you've got time to volunteer. Volunteering is wonderful. If you don't have time to volunteer, but you have dollars to support, Susan will find good use for everyone that comes in, believe me. Susan, thank you.
Thank you.
And we're now going to take you to Save a Pet and show you some of the dogs and cats waiting for homes there.